Just here at the front. Where are you, Jeffrey? Just here.
Ed, my question to you is this. You've made it quite difficult for your supporters and for people that are undecided.
OK. That's not a great start.
Well, the reason is that you've had a few gaffes recently, and you don't really seem to be fighting for the values that your party stands for.
OK. Well, look,
meaning, you know, places like Cressingham Gardens, which is the Labour Council in Lambeth, or museum closures because of the decimation of arts budgets and austerity in general.
Okay.
Well, Jeffrey, first of all, austerity, Tory austerity is happening, and the cuts you're talking about in the councils are happening because of the Conservative government's decisions. Our spending plans are very different from theirs for the future. They want cuts bigger in the next 3 years than the last 5. But let me go to the other point, which I think is implicit in your question about gaffes, so-called, right? I'm not going to win a contest for who looks best eating a bacon sandwich. I think we can all agree about that. And
well, he's not happy with your answer. They're shaking heads and all sorts of things.
Right,
Can we get a microphone there, sir?
Well, look,
yes,
can I just make this one point and then I'll do it.
Very quickly, if you would.
Look, what I stand for, what I think matters in politics, is ideas to change the country, principles, sticking to your principles when you've got powerful opponents like the energy companies or the banks or Rupert Murdoch, and frankly, decency. You know, reaching out to people who are the most vulnerable in our society.
OK. Sir, what did you want to come back with?
My question is, everyone in this country remembers 13 years of a Labour government under Blair and Brown, OK? And you talk about austerity to us, but the reason there's austerity is because all the money was spent, everything was thrown away, nothing was planned for a rainy day, and all I hear is you say, well, it was a global economy and it was a global crisis, yes, but the liberalisation of the banks and everything came from your party. And what I want to know is, if people are going to vote Labour, can you promise us that you've learnt from the mistakes that led to the mess that we're now in?
What's your name, sir? Tim. Let me be very specific on that, Tim. We were wrong. Dean, sorry. We were wrong on the regulation of the banks. We got it wrong. The banks were under-regulated, right? Now, other people were saying we should regulate them even less, but we were wrong, along with countries all around the world and regulators around the world. I'm sorry we got it wrong. And we've got to learn from that, and I believe I have learnt from that in my 5 years as leader of the opposition.
But has Ed balls?
He absolutely has.
Because I don't understand how you...
But he was the first person to say we've got to make sure that the banks are properly regulated in the future. But let me say something else. The banks have got to work better for our businesses. That is a problem that goes back decades. These historic problems that we've got to solve.
OK, let me just...